Hello everyone, Penny here from That's Just Penny and the Junk Journal Ministry. Today I am showing you a kit from Marisa Lerin over at digitalscrapbook.com, aka Pixel Scrapper. I'm super excited to be on her creative team, and today I want to show you November's Good Life kit. Now over at digitalscrapbook.com you can get 5 free commercial use images per day. So go check out the links down below, and you can also check out the bundle that goes along with this kit. Here I have just printed some of the bundle and then some of the printable kit. She has a printable kit available as well, so go check out the links down below. So let's get started. I haven't quite figured out what type of junk journal hybrid that I'm going to create for today, but this journaling card just struck me. It just inspired me. It says, "Don't look back, you're not going that way." And I absolutely love this. So I may turn this into a prayer journal, a junk journal. And of course, a hybrid junk journal is where you mix printable digital kits with your junk from your everyday life. Now, a junk journal has supplies from just your normal day, from your life, from your recycling bin, from saving it from the trash bin, saving it from the landfill. So it's kind of like recycle, reuse, repurpose. A junk journal is super neat. It can be anywhere from a scrapbook, a glue book, to, there's no rules actually with a junk journal. So this is considered to be a hybrid junk journal that I'm going to be creating today. I have not decided on what type, whether it be sewn spine, hardbound spine, or staple spine, and of course as always the rings. So stay tuned and just watch me work and see what I come up with and create using this November's Good Life kit. Okay, so I have decided to create a ring-bound prayer journal. I'm going to see how this works. And since these papers are so gorgeous and they go well together, all I did was I picked some of the pages. Now, there was tons more of digital papers, but for the printable one, there is a printable PDF that you can get with the kit, or you can get the full bundle, either one. But these are beautiful papers, and the printer, I just let the printer print double-sided and let it choose what it's going to print. And then I always choose another one where I can fold it in half and use it as a pocket in the middle. So I will be adding my junk papers, my junk supplies to this as well, to make it a hybrid junk journal, prayer journal type thing. I love this one for the cover, so I'm going to be using this one for the cover, and the cover is just gorgeous, of course. However, I am going to need to back this, with some cardstock to make it sturdy. So I will lose this print, but I can always print it. That's one thing about printables, is if you need more pages, or if you love a page, you can print it again, so, and print ever how many times you want. So that's the love of printables. And of course, you can create, if you have paper like this, you can use this just like scrapbook paper. You can use this cut out shapes. You can, any kind of paper craft you can do. And I just absolutely look at these pages. Look how that they correlate with each other. And these are going to be a ring bound. I tried to match them up, but just eyeballing. Looks like that one's smaller, but it doesn't really matter, because I'm going to have my hole punch over here for the rings. And the reason that I did the pages like this is because prayer journal they're personal, and if you're someone slipping through your journal, or you're showing someone, your beautiful hybrid junk journal, or showing someone the kit or whatever, you don't want people to see your prayers or see your writing or whatever. So I have added these flip out pages, and so that you can flip these out, you can put scriptures, you can journal, and then you can put your scriptures here, or your prayer for the day. Slip in a journaling card here if you want. You can also slip in more here, put a paper clip, a beautiful paper clip, make it like a daily prayer thing or a weekly prayer page. Like there's 4. And this will go in the middle as a pocket. So there's 4. So you could do this as a, like each week of the month, I could add one more page for 5 weeks or whatever. But I just wanted to do a little bit different. I do a lot of different items for junk journals, hybrids especially. But I just I was thinking, you know, it's personal, it's private. I may add like a little pull tab here. It just depends on how much I get done and what I want to put in here. You can add tabs, you can add beautiful paper clips, you can get some fabric or do some altered paper clips where you take some of the kit pieces, like some of these. You can make an altered paper clip with those, and some of these. This is the printable kit. You know, you can make altered paper clips with those. You can add the little tabs. It can be really interactive at ever how much that you want to do. The possibilities are endless when it comes to printables. So I'm going to construct this. I'm going to, all I did was fold the sheets in half. This is a single sheet. I didn't print it double-sided, and it's because I always, like I said, leave one in the middle. I will glue this together to make a pocket, and this is where I normally hide my strings if I sew it together. Now, obviously, because the pages are cut, you know, single page, they're not folded directly in the middle, I could turn them around and do this if I wanted to bind them. There's so many different ways. You could put them together like so, and you could bind them this way, you know, in the middle of your folds. You could bind them, and when you turn the page, you have this one. But for this one, I kind of just wanted to do a ring bound. I didn't want to do any sewing or anything like that. Just make a beginner's ring bound type prayer journal. I got all of those cut, and I'm going to leave this for the middle. So I've got 2 and 2. So this goes in the middle, like so. Make sure all the pages line up. Now I can, since I have all these pages, they're folded nicely, they're scored and things like that. This is my cover page. I want my cover to be that, and I'm going to put probably this journaling card on there on the front to give it, because I just love this. I just love it. Love that, love that. Okay, I'm going to pick out a piece of cardstock. I can go with black. I'm just going to go with this crafty, it's not really, I guess it's craft color. I am going to go with this one because I think it matches quite well. Of course, you can run this through your chomper and chomp it. I'm just going to fold it. Here I am just scoring down the middle of my cover, and I'm using my do-it-yourself ripping tool, and I'm just doing the cover page there. I'm just ripping. I love the ripped edges, so I'm just gluing the cover mat onto each cover piece. I'm not going to back it because I love that color. I love the color of the cardstock, how it matches the kit perfectly. So I'm just going to use a front mat for each of the covers, and then leave the inside with just the cardstock. I'm going through my pages, making sure they fit well. I'm getting my little, my hole punch out. I'm adjusting it. I love these where you can adjust them down. Had some difficulty. This is an old one, so I had some difficulty of actually getting the screws. They're stripped out where I've moved it so much. So just going to put a piece of washi there so that I can punch all of these the same, and not make a boo-boo here. And the cover is a little bit larger, so I had to scale the pages down. Now I kind of want to pick out the rings that I want to do. I chose 1/2 inch rings because this is not a large journal, and there will be still room enough for the recipient to add whatever they wish. I'm just going through the kit, trying to pick out something to punch holes out of for the reinforcers. And I had some trouble. My little reinforcing punch is getting old, and it was quite difficult to actually punch through. It needs sharpening somehow. Anyway, I'm just using the reinforcers and piece of the digital. Here is a French or German music sheet that I am actually tearing up to make a small collage behind there to give it some dimension and some interest. I am not distressing it quite yet. I'm just trying to put down just a collage and trying to uplift that. Here is an old doily. I think it had a note on the back or whatever, and it was yellow, but I flipped it over. It was old, so it was kind of on a yellowish side. So I wanted that color. This is just some washi that I found that was gifted to me. I don't have a whole lot of washi, so I was excited to find this washi in my stash that someone, we had did a washi trade swap. So I'm super excited. Here I'm just taking a pet pen, going around the edges to give it some dimension because I didn't want to distress all of it. I just kind of wanted to go here and there and just hit and miss. But the inside of the covers that you see me using just my ink pad directly down. This is archival ink. I'm using my little face scrubber, silicone scrubber. It's a face tool. I'm using that to do some distressing because it comes out with cute little marks. So I'm doing the same thing to the back cover, to the cardstock there. You can't really see it on camera, but it is super cute up close. Putting all my items back, and I'm going through some of the junk papers and folding them and adding them in the way that I want them to go, you know, just picking out some through my stash here just for fun. I'm adding some recipe. I'll explain later why I added those, some old vintage recipes. I love the images, and I love these labels. I'm going to start using some labels. This is some, I think that is coffee dyed paper, but it's a resist coffee dyed paper. Some regular coffee dyed paper that has a golden shimmer to it because I used metallic paint whenever I was coffee dyeing. Just making sure everything fits properly in the little holes. I had some little issues there because if you expand those rings out too far, they will get stuck and it will mess up the ring. Having some issues fidgeting here with those rings, but I'll actually, there we go. So I'm putting the label on this one. So here I'm just putting all my stuff away, going through here and embellishing a little bit. That's a coffee sleeve and putting some prayer cards in. So you can just watch me go through all the process of just adding and doing collage and doing little staple collage. Now that I have completed putting in the items that I want to put in and doing some embellishing, I want to do a flip through of this project. Don't look back. You're not going that way. And I just absolutely love that. So I did create a ring bound prayer journal. And usually all of my journals are blank. So if you guys think, well, why is she not journaling in her journals? These, like I said earlier, will be gifted to the Junk Journal Ministry. But anyway, I wanted to show you this prayer journal. There are prayer cards in here for weekly prayer, daily prayer, whatever. So there are some prayer cards that came from Dollar Tree. So those are not included in the kit. I did add my junk supplies. And the way that I designed this is you flip this out and you can write or add to or whatever that you want. Because in a prayer journal, it's personal, and I wanted to have a personal space for either whether if I use it, I may keep it, or I may, like I said, usually I donate them to the Junk Journal Ministry. So the recipient can decide what they want to put there. I do have pockets and tags throughout. Look at the little panda. I did add some, this is some calendar. This is for October. And I did add some little, I like to add little calendar pieces sometimes, just, you know, the old ones. Here's some vintage papers. I do have a little tag. I love these little typewriters because this reminds me of like talking to God, you know, writing down my prayers, scriptures, and things like that. So this journal is like sort of like a personal hidden prayer journal, I guess you could say. I do have a pocket here with some of the leftovers from the kit in the envelope. And like I said, I just did some staple. This is stapled, and then I glued it down. So these are some tucks that the person could put some index cards in. A beautiful coffee dyed. Actually, this is it's a marble effect. It's coffee dyed, but also has the gold acrylic tint, as you can see in here. This is some papers that I love creating. My own coffee dyed papers. I did add some scripture stickers. Again, this is a tuck. This is plenty of room for writing, jotting down your prayers. And it says, be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, faithful in prayer. I did stamp a few things in here. Didn't stamp too well, but that's okay. I'll go back with a marker. But like I said, the person can, and I may come in here a little bit later. I love these because, as you guys know, when you're praying, there's always stuff that comes to your mind. So I'm using this one that Marisa designed, this journaling card. It says the good list, and it has a lady drinking coffee. I love this, or I guess coffee, cocoa, whatever. And this reminds me so much of me sitting up there, but doing, sitting at the doorway or sitting in the windowsill, and praying, and then things will come to my mind of, I gotta do this, gotta do that, I gotta do this, gotta do this, or gotta pick up this, or whatever, gotta print this, or gotta make this. So this is a list for whenever you're praying. You can just jot down what you need to, and then continue praying. So here are the prayer cards. I love these. I bought all that my Dollar Tree had for the ministry, and there, that one, so I put those in here. But I may come in here and shrink some of her journaling cards down and place them in here for writing, because you could have like a prayer list on this side. You could have your scripture list. I mean, you could really and truly use this journal for whatever writing that you want. I just thought that by turning the pages, it made it more personal. Folding, sorry. Little embellished. These little guys are so super cute. I love the colors this time. And this is just, and you're thinking, well, why is there recipes in there? Well, because the recipes kind of remind me of setting your day out in order and getting the supplies that you're needing, delighting yourself in the Lord before the day begins. And this is why I have these little vintage recipes in here, because it's sort of like a recipe of prayer or whatever. But I just love these, and they are true vintage pieces. And who knows, I may save these to actually create the recipes, because a lot of these vintage recipes were very, very well planned out, and they were passed down from generation to generation. So, they're super cute. They have little images that just matched the kit perfectly. So that's how come I like to add those. But it just, for some reason, it just spoke out to me that, this is our recipe for prayer. We prep, we get our ingredients, and the word is our ingredients, and we're prepping for prayer. But anyway, so here are some elements from the kit. I didn't back anything. Normally I would back things, but it kind of make the things chunkier. So if the person receive it, I'll add some index cards in, so the person can glue and add more support to those tags if they want. This is a pocket left over with some of the goodies. I always like to add the goodies that's left over. This accidentally got glued there. It could have stayed there. But anyway, it says spice pickles, cherry tomato relish, and there's a scripture up here. It's 1 Corinthians 13:13. Now these three remain: faith, hope, and love, but the greatest of these is love. And then over here it says love this, love this, love this. So it kind of correlates with each other, each page. And again, you can just fold this out. It does have today's prayer card, and then it has the little good list there that I love those. And then here is just some junk pieces that I, from, some coin wrapper from wherever. And I love this page. Just a little staple collage there. And here's some cabbage, beet, relish, sweet cucumber pickles. Ooh, that one actually I may have to write down. I love pickling cucumbers, so I may have to write that one down. But I just added like a little date tag. Just to give, you could put a photo here, you could make it, whatever. So here's a little pocket, and tuck. And this actually, I had them to where they opened, but I guess it's glued because I have the sticker. But there's some elements here, in there, And I just did a little staple collage. I love these big flowers. I printed them larger, a 4x6 size. Some more scriptures, stickers. This is coffee dyed, I think. Maybe cranberry coffee. This is cranberry coffee, I think. Relief dyed paper. I did a relief on it from one of my grandmother's glass dishes. So I just used a wax crayon. And there's a video on that somewhere on my YouTube. But anyway, I just did some more of that. Just same thing. It's just the same construction. I didn't have another journaling card there, but I love these little typewriters. It gave me the idea about writing letters to the Lord, and our prayers are letters to the Lord, just like David in the book of Psalms. You know, he wrote songs to the Lord, and they're like poems and poetry, you know, things like that, especially in Proverbs. So it's like reminded me of writing letters to the Lord with our prayers. I love these labels. I'm going to be making some of these labels digitally. I do have some labels that I created for journaling labels, but I'm going to be creating some of these labels because I love putting this on the back of here. I could stamp, you know, my information or the ministry's information or whatever on there, or the recipient can put down the date and the name and all that. So that's kind of like my little book plate type thing. Okay, so don't look back. You're not going that way. So check out the links down below. I hope you go over to Digital Scrapbook, aka Pixel Scrapper, and check out Marisa's kit. This is for November's Good Life, and this is a pocket. I just realized where I could tuck a little note in there. Okay, everyone, have a wonderful and blessed day. Happy crafting.